Introductions. We'll then have each of you at your tables go around your table and introduce yourselves to the other people at your table. And for the people in the back, we still have lots of room in the front few tables. In fact, if there's an open seat next to you, you might hold up your hand. We have lots of people, lots of spaces, all up in the front. So feel free to come on the front. Thank you. Once we complete those introductions around the table, we'll take about 10 minutes for that. We'll then take a short break and then return with our keynote speaker, Brian Beaulieu. Brian will speak for about an hour and 15 minutes, and then we'll take a 20-minute intermission. We'll bring Brian in and complete a question and answer session, and then we'll do a quick wrap-up. We're providing a free parking ticket for everybody here, a parking pass, I should say. A free parking pass to allow you all to get out of the garage quickly and on your way before noon. But before I bring up the partners to do their introductions, what I'd like to do is take a moment for me to share with you my intention for each of you here today, and what I hope that you will get out of today, and the possibility that I believe exists for you. I think the best way to do this is to share a note that we received from with one of the RSVPs that we received this year. We got a lot of very enthusiastic replies to our event this year, but one in particular caught our attention. And it was a note that we received from Rick Jory, President and CEO of Sandhill Scientific. Here's what Rick said. At the CEO Forum in 2007, Brian told us 2008 was going to be bad, and 2009 was going to be horrible, or terrible. Based on this, during my fall budgeting process in 2008, we cut our budgets for 2008 despite a 17.2% revenue growth in 2007. We cut them again in early 2008. And I moved my meager savings from the stock market into cash. To make a long story short, we've weathered the downturn without any layoffs or any reductions in pay. And I missed the stock market downturn. The bottom line, that one breakfast with Brian saved our bacon. Rick Jory, President and CEO of Sandhill Scientific. So my intention for each of you today is to provide you with the information and insight that Brian's going to share with you, and to inspire you with the courage to take the actions that are necessary to propel your organization ahead in the future for the next 2 years, just as it did Rick's for the last 2 years. So with that, I would now like to introduce our first partner. The first person I'd like to introduce has been a partner in this event for about 6 years now, and has been a great partner. And I invite each of you to take a moment today to meet one of the Vistage members and hear their story and what they created. Thank you for standing.
Klein the man. Now you'll notice I don't have China specifically on here. China purports to be growing at a 9.1% clip. Part of that is because of how they account for their economy. But when the rest of Southeast Asia is down 7.7%, when Japan is down 21.9%, when the US is down 10.3%, how the heck can China be growing at 9.1%? They quite literally, if they are putting those sort of positive numbers on the table, must be building inventories like you couldn't believe. And the reason I mention that is because that may forestall some of the commodity price rise, at least in finished and intermediate goods, for 2010. But a lot of that inventory is going to be absorbed as we go into 2011. All right? As always, be cautious about the Chinese, okay, and their statistics. They're rather creative with them, shall we say, all right? They have not changed their chief economist. We Lie is still doing very well. This chart, we're comparing how Colorado is doing compared to the rest of the country, compared to the Rocky Mountains. And the data is annual data. It only goes through 2008. Colorado is the pink-purple line. And you can see that in 2008, Colorado's gross domestic product was moving away from that zero line. You were clearly doing better than the country as a whole, better than the Rocky Mountain states in general. And in 2009, I have no doubt that you continued to do better. Doesn't mean that you're immune to the downturn. We're going to be looking at your housing permits, going to be looking at construction labor trends, and you're going to see that those are clearly down. But overall, this has been a safe harbor in the midst of a very bad storm. So you have beautiful weather, you have a better than average economy, and you got the Rockies going into the playoffs. I mean, what more do you want out of life, right?